Hi, I'm the Guitar Trooper, YouTube's favorite old guy. It's the early spring of 1967. Don Kirshner has had it. He's had it with managing musicians. Mostly, he's had it with the group that he helped create, the Monkees. He had just been fired in March as their musical director. Not that he's completely innocent. The basis of the firing was his unauthorized Canadian Coal Gems release of the Monkees single, A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You. Plus, the group had become increasingly irritated at being treated by Kirshner as a faceless commodity, with limited or no artistic input, but never mind that. He isn't going to let himself be squeezed again by prima donna artists. He later said, "I want a band that won't talk back." The phone rings. It's a call from Norman Prescott at Filmation. They have just sold a cartoon series to CBS for the 1968 TV season with a format based essentially upon the same premise as the Monkees, with music being part of each episode. And Norm wants Kirshner to be musical director. The proposal is irresistible. He's gotten his wish. Cartoons. This project can avoid the pitfalls of artist management and yet still reap the benefits of producing and selling records. The best part of it is, if he starts getting static from a performing artist, he can seamlessly replace them, and their animated character remains untouched. Additionally, because of the voice anonymity, 4 voices, 2 male and 2 female, can be done by only 2 studio singers. It was a marvel of efficiency. Without hesitation, Don Kirshner accepts Norm's offer. The resulting collaboration between Don Kirshner and Filmation will spawn a #1 hit record. As a matter of fact, the most played record of 1969, performed and sung by a band that was 100% professional and 100% fictitious. Kirshner, who has been running a music publishing company, All Done Music, for years there, knows the New York scene very well and has numerous contacts there already. His first task is to begin assembling the recording ensemble. New York City is flush with performance talent. Within those 300 square miles are production companies and recording studios, plus some of the best writers, musicians, and singers in the business. As a bonus, many of the singers are also songwriters. Toni Wine is just such a performer. Not only had she written hit songs in the early 60s and even recorded a number 22 Christmas hit in 1963, My Boyfriend's Coming Home for Christmas, she had also co-written the 1966 Mindbenders hit A Groovy Kind of Love and was, in addition, in demand as a session singer. Ron Dante is also a great prospect. He is a songwriter and a live singer and experienced in the studio, being occupied currently recording the seemingly mundane but steady work of commercial jingles. Don is satisfied that Toni and Ron can sing the parts of all the characters and books them, along with a stable of session musicians, to become the oral representation of the Archies. He also recruits writers Jeff Barry and Andy Kim to write a number of songs to use in the weekly series. Filmation supplies Don Kirshner with the conceptual premise of several songs to use, and Don, working with Norm Prescott, takes it from there. Recording and production proceed through 1968. On Saturday, September 14, 1968, the Archie show premieres on CBS with the Archie comic characters acting, dancing, and singing to new songs from Don Kirshner's ensemble. Its formula proves to be popular with the kids that watch on Saturdays, and it quickly becomes what is at the time the highest rated Saturday morning show on television for viewers between 2 and 11 years of age. Kirshner releases the first 2 singles in coordination with the premiere of the series. Bang Shang-a-Lang by Jeff Barry, released August 31st, just 2 weeks before the first episode, peaks at number 22. Feeling So Good, Scooby-Doo by Jeff Barry and Andy Kim, released on December 14th, only makes it to number 53, and Kirshner becomes concerned about how to promote the Archies singles. On May 24th, 1969, Kirshner decides on the next single. He picks another song written by Jeff Barry and Andy Kim, on which Andy also provided background vocals. Once again, the song began to languish in the market, doing moderately well in a few areas, but not taking off. Many radio program directors, it turns out, were resisting to play the song because of the connection to a cartoon. Don hires an experienced promoter to go directly to radio stations and get the job done. The tactic is to get the program director to listen to the record without knowing the artist. The promotion guy does this by even removing the label in some cases and playing the A-side while the program director listens. Then the artist isn't revealed until the executive agrees to play the record on the air right then and include the single in the station's rotation. According to Andy Kim, playing it once on the air wasn't enough. The phone began to light up. Based upon the positive responses, the new song, Sugar Sugar, is re-released in mid-July 1969, and it begins to move. Besides having the single re-released through normal means, Kirshner also makes a deal with Post Cereals to include a copy of the song on a detachable plastic laminate on the back of the Super Sugar Crisp cereal boxes. Before long, it became evident that Sugar Sugar is going to be a mega hit. On September 20th, 1969, the single went to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, displacing the Rolling Stones' Honky Tonk Women, and stayed there for a month. Even after leaving the number 1 spot, it stayed on the Hot 100 for 22 weeks, which was longer than any other single in 1969. In the UK, it went to number 1 on the week of October 19th and stayed there until the week of December 7th. But that wasn't all. Sugar Sugar went into the top 10 on 28 different charts worldwide, making it the most played song in 1969. It was also the first number 1 single without ever being performed live during its time on the chart. Don Kirshner was one of the all-time most successful musical production executives in the business. His projects also included forming in 1958 with his partner Al Nevins a very successful musical publishing company, Alden Music, which eventually covered the entire 10th floor of the Brill Building in New York. Alden was responsible for publishing around 200 top 40 songs between 1958 and 1963. When Alden was acquired by Screen Gems in 1964 for the tidy sum of $2 million, Kirshner became the executive vice president in charge of all Columbia Pictures, Screen Gems publishing, and recording activities. Later, he would be the musical consultant or supervisor for many TV series, including Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, and The Partridge Family. He was also the creator and producer for the TV show Don Kirshner's Rock Concert between 1973 and 1980, after which he effectively retired. Don Kirshner died at his home in Boca Raton, Florida, on January 17, 2011, at the age of 76. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Carole King on April 14, 2012. Toni Wine continued her career into the 70s and decades beyond, even being one of the voices used on the Meow Mix cat food jingle in the 1970s. She was a backup singer on Tony Orlando's 1971 hit Not 3 Times before he partnered with the cousins Thelma Hopkins and Joyce Vincent, who became his backup duo, Dawn. In 2007, Wine took a recurring job touring with Tony Orlando, playing keyboards and singing. Tony is 77 years of age. Ron Dante, now 78, went on to be a producer along with his still active performance career and co-produced Barry Manilow's first 9 albums during the 70s, often singing backup on them. In 2018, Ron joined the Turtles' Happy Together tour and continues to perform. The Archies was a TV phenomenon, and even though the original series, renamed the Archies Funhouse, lasted only 3 seasons, expanded and modified iterations of the formula continued from filmation until 1978. Tony and Ron did do occasional live appearances, singing the Archies songs, most particularly their biggest hit, sugar, sugar. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do me a favor and click on that like, thumbs up icon and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. The comments can also be used to suggest video subject matter regarding pop music and pop music culture between the 1950s and the 1970s. A great thing that you can do also to support the channel is just sharing the video with your friends. Just click on the icon with the arrow and pick the destination person and help us expand the audience. Speaking of support of the channel, this would be a great time to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. It's easy and it's free, and it lets YouTube know that you support this channel. Just click on the subscribe button and be sure to select the top notification bell when the drop-down menu appears so that you will be notified when I post new content for the public. If you would like the opportunity to see content a few days earlier when it is viewable only to channel members, you can upgrade your subscription and become one. Just click on the join icon and follow the instructions. It's not free to upgrade, but it's as cheap as YouTube would let me make it. Thanks again for watching.